Welcome back to the Pink Floyd Collectors YouTube channel, and this is the monthly news recap for April. Obviously, there's no better place to start than the fact that Pink Floyd have released a new single. This was released to benefit Ukraine. This is something that's touched David Gilmour since his daughter-in-law is Ukrainian and his grandkids. So he has got together with Nick Mason, and obviously that being Pink Floyd has given this a lot more exposure than it would as a David Gilmour solo project. Let's listen to Nick Mason. He talks here about how he got that call and how it came about.
I got a call from David. That's quite a rare event, and he explained very roughly what he wanted to do, and I was always a little cagey about because time was short.
The song is actually number one now in 29 different countries, so it's been a huge success. Obviously, using the Pink Floyd name, it's created a lot of hype, so that's certainly helped. There has been some negativity online, the usual kind of arguments about whether Roger should be involved in all that, but I really don't get that at all. It's for a good cause. We should all make sure that we're either watching it on YouTube or purchasing it on Apple Music. Whatever you need to do, let's get behind this because it really is a worthwhile cause. Certainly, from my point of view, my heart goes out to all Ukrainians who are really suffering at the moment. Sticking with the Ukrainian crisis and the invasion by Russia, Syd Barrett has now, or his social media channels have now advised us that he has had his music removed from things like Spotify in countries like Russia and Belarus. So this is following on from Pink Floyd's removal from their post 87 material. That's an action they took last month, and he's also carried that on this month. So you won't find Syd Barrett material available for streaming in those countries. Nick Mason and his Saucerful of Secrets have now begun their tour. It all kicked off in Ireland, in Dublin, before moving to Belfast and then on to the UK. I have actually created on our YouTube channel a review of the first two dates, more particularly the first one, the Dublin, just showing merchandise and talking about some of the skits in between the live songs. So you can watch that. It's actually accumulated 5.4 thousand views, which is quite incredible, really, and 124 likes. I really appreciate that. I'll put a link in the comments on this if you want to go over and watch it if you haven't watched that yet. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We featured earlier a short clip from the recently broadcast Rockonteurs podcast, where they've sat down and talked with Nick Mason. This was actually done on the road. I think it was at the Oxford date from memory, but it's so good. I mean, Nick Mason is a born comic. He's got such a natural talent for telling stories. And actually, even Guy has some revelations about his early days touring with the Floyd. So definitely worth taking time to listen to that. The whole podcast continues to go from strength to strength. The quality of guests is amazing. So definitely check out the Rockonteurs, subscribe and hit their notifications, and you'll get told when they upload new podcasts. They have confirmed that even though they are touring with Nick, they will continue to put output out there. As we told you back in February, Pete Townshend has now released his Face the Face album. It's a double album on yellow vinyl, and this was part of this year's Record Store Day. It's fantastic. I managed to get a copy myself. There are only 3,500, which I am assured now have all sold out. So it's a case of if you haven't got one, maybe having to turn to auction sites like eBay, or try and locate one elsewhere, maybe Discogs. Snowy White has announced that he's bringing out a new album in July. It's going to be available on both CD and vinyl, titled Driving on the 44. It's a 10-track album, all new material from the touring guitarist with both Roger Waters playing with Pink Floyd back in '77. So obviously more information as we get that. Lucius have now released their new album. Lucius consists of Jess Wolfe and Holly Lessing, who toured with Roger Waters the last couple of tours he's done. They were their backing singers. So they've picked up a lot of Pink Floyd fans over the years. So they've got a new album out. They're also about to go on a tour, which is going to cover the USA, North America actually in total, and the UK and Europe. The McBroom Sisters have uploaded a new video from their Black Floyd album. entitled Gods and Lovers. It's definitely worth checking out. And also, I'll put some links to purchase the album. I would also recommend the podcast that Durga recently did. It's called Face to Face. It's quite an insight and actually a lot of Floyd content on there as well. Again, I'll put the link in the comments to this. It's been announced that on the 3rd of June, we're going to get a new book. This is titled Pink Floyd BBC Radio 67 to 71. It's been written by Ian Preston and Phil Slave. This looks good, actually. It looks like it's going to be a nice expose of exactly what went on, different recording notes, exactly what happened at those kind of BBC recordings that are now kind of legendary, if you like. There are 400 of these books that are going to be produced in hardback, and then the rest will be softback. So obviously going to go quite quickly. I'll put a link in the comment, but it's floydstuff.com. They're going to be the main distributor on this. So get over there as quickly as possible if you want the hardcover copy. Uncut magazine have announced they're bringing out what they call the Ultimate Companion, Pink Floyd Live. So this is going to be quite a thick book, all on Pink Floyd's live performances, including bootlegs. That's going to be in shops by the end of April. It should be in shops in the UK, and they're distributing worldwide. Again, I'll put the link in the comments for this video. Harry Waters has uploaded to his Facebook channel a song that he's composed completely by himself. I think this is the first time that Harry has actually written the whole song himself, and he's actually singing. I think this is pretty much an exclusive from him. At the moment, certainly by the time I'm doing this, it's only on his Facebook channel, so I'll put a link in the comments. But hopefully by then he might have also shared with it also onto YouTube, so it's a bit easier to find. The song is called "How Much Rope." It's definitely worth checking out. It's just watching him play guitar. It's very much like watching Roger. It's just almost quite spooky. But yeah, check that out. A completely own composition, and yeah, could be showing which direction he's going to be going in the future. And finally, I wanted to draw some attention to a new exhibit that pinkfloyds.com have put up. That's pinkfloyds with a Z.com. They've got an exhibit that's looking at Iggy the Eskimo. This is a collaboration they've done with the Holy Church of Iggy the Inuit. It's fantastic. If anybody who's aware, she was the model who appeared on the Syd Barrett album, Madcap Laughs. So the whole thing is quite a revelation. A lot of things you thought you knew, but you probably don't know. I'll put a link again in the comments for this one. So pop over there and have a look at that. So that concludes our monthly roundup for April. As you can see, it's been quite a busy month, a lot to cover there. And also, I'd like to thank everybody for supporting us via our different social medias, especially YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're over there on PF Collectors, at PF Collectors. So by all means, check us out if you haven't already done so. And look forward to speaking to you all again next month.